Hello, how is everyone? I hope everyone's good. Today we're going to be talking about a hobby, things that you can do after alcohol detox, things that keep you busy. I'm going to talk you through one of my hobbies to see if you'd like to do it yourselves. I mean, it's really, I enjoy it. I love it. It takes a lot more time than people think to have the fish to survive, having the water quality right up. It's a lot of work. So today I'm going to be talking about a little tank I've been getting. It's a little starter tank if you're new to the aquarium and you don't really know much how to set one up. This is just going to be a little video, a quick video to basically tell you the basics. So I bought myself a little tank online just to show you how to set one up. I mean, people, if you go to like Pets at Home or any shop, sometimes the prices are very high. So all I do is go on Gumtree or Facebook Marketplace, and when I seen this fish tank, what I'm going to show you today, it costs, I think, because she said she'd deliver as well, which is great. I always look for ones. I'll deliver them to your address. So it was like an extra £5. So for that tank it was £15. But I got everything what I needed for the tank, which I'll show you in a moment. But the first thing's to get the size aquarium you want. I mean, this one's roughly, say, 30 litres, roughly. So you kind of have loads of fish in them, because if you look on Google, you only allow so many fish per size tank, because like the filter and waste, etc. But like I say, I'll explain all this to you. I'm going to turn my video around for you so you can see the tank. I'll tell you where. Just want a cup of tea. Right. So that's the tank I've just been getting. It come with all the aquarium sand. There's a few rocks I had spare, so I've chucked a couple of rocks in. But to decorate it, all you need is like a few rocks. I mean, I got them off Gumtree. I think they're pennies, like a fiver or something. But I got a big massive bag, so I sold loads of them, and I made more money off just buying them off her and selling them for a lot more than keeping a few for myself. So that's just basically a tank. You've got your light in there. I'll turn the light on soon. If you want a tropical tank in there, this tank's going to be set up just for one fish, and it's called the Siamese fighting fish. It's people normally class it as a betta fish, Betta. But Siamese fighting fish, if you look it up on Google, it's a beautiful fish, and they can only live alone. I mean, you could get a couple of bottom feeders, but they're quite aggressive, and you kind of have like a female and male in tank. I mean, you can, but it's quite risky. They could kill each other. So this, with being just a small tank, it only needs a 25 watt heater. I mean, for my big fish tanks there, I've had to have 100 watt because obviously you've got a bigger volume of water. So this is just a 25 watt heater. It's got your temperature on there. Normal fish survive between 23 to 25. So I normally set it about 23. Just saves on electric as well, the lower you have. Obviously I've got no water in at the moment, but when I do have water in, this is a heater here. This has got a plastic case on just to protect the. But normally just comes with it. It's only because she gave us it when I bought it. This has actually got a case on, so you just put your heater on. You put it anywhere you want. You can put it sideways, that way. So obviously not on the front, but on the back you can have it sat on an angle. I tend to have it on an angle like that so I can adjust the temperature. Instead, I put my hand right into the water, as long as it's covering the full lot. So you put your heater in, and then you will have to get a filter. So that's a The filter's probably one of the main things as well. This is just a standard filter. It's called a hang-on filter. That means it's not all sticks to the side, so you've got to get your hands in and tug at it. You don't really scare the fish. So this is just a hang-on. As you can see, it's got a clip there, what just hangs on to the outside of the glass. I'll do that at the front so you can see it. So it just hangs on. So the water goes in the filter through all the clean sponges inside, and it just throws clean water out. It's called a hang-on. So I normally have it about in the back corner, so it looks quite smart. So right in the way. You can decorate the tank whichever way you want. I mean, I've got rocks, I prefer the natural look. But if you try to save money, I mean, you can get real plants, but this is just it's not a plastic plant. I wouldn't advise people on getting plastic plants. Got only scrapes of fish. This is a silk plant. They're a couple of more quid, but they're worth it. So you could have a little plant in there, put it behind the rocks, wherever you want. When I was getting the Siamese fighting fish, I've also getting a log. And this log's for a little hiding spot for it, but it's not a log where it just sits in the bottom. When it actually fills up with water, it's called a floating log. So floating, it's for your better fish to swim in, your Siamese fighting fish. It just feels more protected, so it's not stuck in the bottom, it's like always moving around. So that'll be floating. If you've got a couple of bottom feeders are the fish that live at the bottom. I mean, if you've got a couple of shrimp, or I'm going to get Corydorus, just get a little house. Like I say, when I got this tank, I got all this given for like 15 quid. So that's a little house there, so the corys can just hide out in there, keep them protected. You stick it anywhere you want, you stick it there, at the back, wherever you want. When you first fill up when you buy it second hand, you've got to clean it out, but don't use any detergents, don't use fairy up liquid, any soaps, just use hot water. All these filters, rocks, wood, anything that goes in that tank, I always boil it, and then I put it in safe water, which is that. It's like $2.50 a bottle. It's a big bottle, and that just, it's all the chlorine out of normal tap water, which could kill your fish. So when I fill that, say if that's 30 litres now, it says there on the back, add 2 full caps per 20 litres. So obviously I'll need 3 caps, 2 for 20, then it'll be 1 for 10. So I need 3 caps, just take a cap off and just fill 3 caps up, put it in. With it being a new fish tank, you cannot add fish straight away because no bacteria build up in the fish tank. What I normally do is it's called, it's like a quick bacteria where you can add it's like, what's it called? It's basically how to put fish in your tank quicker. It's like a bacteria. You put that in your tank, it's like the same thing. It'll tell you if you read the instruction on the back. Obviously work out how big your tank is. I mean, if you don't know the size of the tank, all you do is go on Google and go on fish tank calculator, and it'll say what's the width, the height, and the depth being front to back, and that'll calculate it for you in any way. Also, get this little heater here. It just tells you how hot the tank is. So say if you're going to set your temperature for, say for argument's sake, 24, it'll be 24 on the sticker. It's like a little blue faint line. So you know if your heater's broke, if it's either getting too hot or too cold, you'll recognise. But it's really good because you've got, like I say, you've got to clean the filter out once a week. It gives you something to do. You're actually looking after. It's a living thing. I mean, it's a fish. I mean, I love fish. I've kept them up for years and years. To see them healthy, it's really good. I'll put the lid down. I'll put the light on. I've actually never tried the light on yet. This is my first time. I'm just getting this tank to show you to do a video. I think the light's working. That's with the light on. And this is just an LED light. Very cheap. Don't get the fluorescent tubes. because they're very expensive to run. I mean, them cost pennies. I mean, if you didn't want that heater in to save you more money, I mean, you've got to have a filter, cold or tropical tank. If you want to save a bit more money and not have your heater in, you can still get tropical fish what can live in cold water, likes of the zebra danio. There's lots of cold water fish, minnows. There's loads of lovely fish. Goldfish, you'd probably have to get probably max of 2 in there, max 2 goldfish, very small. It's not very big tank. Food wise, if you've got a tropical fish, that's all I go for. It's a big size my fist to it, so it's quite a big tub, £3. That lasts me, and I've got in there, I've probably got about 20 fish, probably 25 now for the babies in there. So that'll be for the tropical. It's got the front there, tropical flakes. For a goldfish, cold water, goldfish flakes. Like I say, it's a nice starter tank. It's quite easy to manage. You do, like I say, this is just part 1 of my video. The next point will be when I fill it up, and I'll show you how I fill it up and what I do put into the tank to building up the bacteria up in it as well. Because if you get like live plants, like I'll show you my other tank. I'll try to turn my phone on so you can see the bit. Oh, see, that's my big tank there. That's a tropical tank as well, and that's got all live plants. Everything's live in there. You've got all the bogwood, which is great. Like I say, you've got your little babies. You've got tiny babies. You've got neon tetras, white cloud minnows. There's loads of that. He's probably about a month old now. He's getting big. It's like obviously a baby. It's a swordtail, but there's a baby there, very small. I mean, they do get smaller. And obviously you've got your goldfish tank if you want to go big. Can you see that? So I've got 3 goldfish there in a 3-foot tank. So I mean, that's the max allowed, because obviously the more fish you have, the more waste they produce, i.e. poo, etc. So it just builds up a lot of bad bacteria. So that's why they say don't have loads and loads of fish. It might look lovely, but it's not doing your fish any favours. They'll just end up dying. But that's just going to be part 1. The next step will be showing you how to fill a fish tank up without making loads of mess in the tank. I'll show you little tips, what I've learned over the years, guys, to make a bloody right mess. Just little tips what I've learned over the years. Going in, what bacteria, the right mixture to put in, getting your bacteria up there, letting it run for a couple of weeks before you add your fish. But I'll be doing it in stages where you'll see us filling up the tank. Lots of different things. Be loads of things I forgot what in this video. I'm very forgetful sometimes. So there'll be loads of stuff I forgot. And I'll be just explaining on my next videos. But the next video will be filling it up. I'll probably be taking this little plant out that was just to show you. And I'll always have live plants because it produces oxygen for the fish. It's a bit more natural. I like the natural look. And obviously if you've got the live plants in, I buy this off Amazon. It only costs £6, but you see it's absolutely massive. Nearly the height of my fish tank. It's like a litre bottle. And that's just like a complete plant food. So that's basically your measuring jug there, and it tells you at the front 1 mil per 10 litres of water. So that being, say, 30 litres, I'll fill up this little marker there. I'll put up the 3 mil for 30. You take one off. I'm not going to take it off now, but you take one side off and that side off, and you squeeze the bottle until it fills up there. And when you can see the line, you basically just fill it back out. It's a stopper. Once it goes past that stopper, no more go in or out. So it's a good little. Like I say, very cheap, and that's going to last me for the 2 big tanks and that one. It'll probably last about 7 months. So once you've bought it, like I say, it's about £6.95, I think. But like I say, you can buy second-hand fish tanks. I wouldn't bother going out and spending a bomb. I just buy I buy tank. I mean, when I got this tank, it just says it needs a clean and that, and that's perfect for me. I mean, I can just scrub it out. I'll get it looking back brand new. The backing, the wallpaper at the back, that was already on, but like I say, you can pick it up for a couple of quid. It's not expensive. But there's, I should turn the video around. I didn't realise I was talking there for 15 minutes. It says it's when you've got a hobby that you really like and what you really love, you can just talk and talk and talk. It's strange. I've just been talking there for 15 minutes, but I only felt like a couple of minutes because it's something I'm very. It's something that I love. So if you've got something that you love, something like that would be perfect. I mean, I've done it years ago when I come off the drink, and like I'm better. In my head, I'm like, I'd like to look after something, just to give us a purpose, give us something to do during the day. So, what would I do normally? I'd go and get a dog, or I'd get a kitten. And then, when I'm not ready for that commitment, I mean, I'm doing the best I can, but I'm falling off the wagon. I'm drinking again. I've got this big responsibility. It's just too big a responsibility. I mean, let us see if you've got a fish. They're easy to give away a fish. If you ever, God, I'm not saying, it's hard to explain. If I ever went back on the drink, I know that my fish could go somewhere to a good home. It's a lot harder. You get a lot more attached to a dog. Well, I do anyway. I mean, I love my fish. I love them. I really do love them. But they're not more. Getting a dog, you get attached a lot more. But that's just part one of the video. I mean, tomorrow, either tomorrow or Tuesday, when I bought the bacteria, and I'll show you how I filled up just to the next stage, basically. But like I said, this video, there'll be lots of things where I'll come off this video and think, oh, why didn't I say that? It's just completely forgot. But I'll make sure that I'll try to get as much detail in. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're all well. Thank you very much. Bye now.